Guys, welcome to another coaching session with Jack Howard in the Ferrari 499p. So we're getting ready for the final race of the multi-class masters, which he has booked the coachings for. And well, we're gonna go through line applications, through line adjustments, through driving technique adjustments as much as we need. Other recalibrations wherever they come to my mind, especially since it is Sebring, which is a pretty technical track. So we're gonna get out on the track here with Jack. He is about to warm up first as usual. I'll take my notes on the things that he's doing, such as locking up here heavy into the hairpin. We have to work around the understeer of that car.
I'm sure I changed the brakes stuff. I didn't save it.
We can have a look into that later.
Yeah, we'll just do a few laps. I think they're quite sensitive if they're just a little bit cold. Just do a few laps and see. I remember the first thing when I first started doing laps was the braking was not right.
Yeah, but that is also a Sebring issue. Takes ages for everything to heat up.
Yeah.
Remember to respect the white lines and the yellow lines, even though you don't get a calculation. Up.
How's that? Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any of that here.
Nah. You just can't be sure anymore, right?
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, that's everything we're gonna say about this.
Yeah.
So, very important, Jack needs to be off the
turn
brake
one I'm struggling a bit.
into turn one.
Just with the turning point. Oh.
We can shake hands on that.
I think it might be similar to the last corner at Portimao where I just need to get the turning point, right?
To an extent, yes. The problem with turn one is, like, you want to trail brake a lot, but obviously the Ferrari cannot trail brake. Like, it can trail brake, but it trail brakes like a tank, you know?
Yeah. Precisely.
So that is going to be an issue. With this particular car, turn one, want to go deep with the brakes towards the apex, carry as much momentum and speed as possible. And usually you would say, okay, I can rotate the car more when being on the brakes. Not in this car though. In this car, you just create understeer.
Yeah, it seems very sensitive. If you just get the rotation a little bit wrong, you just understeer into... Yeah, I think I need to change the brake bias.
What is it set to?
51.0 and 0.5.
Yeah.
It just seems too... I think I had it at 52.3, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, me as well. Not just about you, but also I think lately this was what I ran in the Ferrari as well, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't saved it to the setup. Yeah. I'm sure that's what I was doing. And I was actually even flicking it between 52.3 and 51.9 for certain corners, but then...
Might be right, yeah. Just put it 52.3 for the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite exactly what you should do.
The problem is just being consistent. I'm kind of just chucking it in. Mostly with feeling.
But maybe we can focus on...
Oh, I need to turn the power cut up as well.
Yes. Maybe we can focus on the paint on the tarmac. Because short before, like, when you turn in, it's short before there is the white line going to the left. When coming down the main straight.
You have to show me when we get there.
Yeah.
Is it just after the wall?
More or less. Just hold at the start finish straight for a moment.
Okay.
So just
Actually,
normally
cool.
finish the lap, and then after you've finished the lap, I'll tell you where to park the car.
Yeah. Also the last corner, I think.
Yeah, last corner you need to take a wide line to avoid some bumps.
Yeah.
Okay, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down to 60 kph, just engage pit limiter. And then you stop the car about now. You see where this yellow line goes to the right?
Yeah.
This is your turning point. This is the point where you've turned in last time with the correct speed. And then obviously you kinda keep braking until like probably the second white line that goes over the tarmac, so not the big one here, but the
Yeah.
one after. I think
Okay.
until here you should slow down and brake. And
Yeah.
then you really need to make coasting until you see that top left cone and the zero, the black zero. This is the
What?
actual apex.
Yeah.
And
That's
from here on, you go on the power basically again.
yeah, because this is because even the same on iRacing, like you kind of aim for this little number zero thing, and
Yeah.
then you sort of go out. What's quite interesting in this car though is I actually find if I rather than sort of lifting to try and make it from going too fast, if I floor it, I can feel the car like rotating even more. I don't know if that's something to do with the
Yes, it has. Because I'm
yeah.
pretty sure, let me quickly check on the replay, I'm pretty sure you... Let me check what was your slowest speed going into that corner last time. So, last time your lowest speed was exactly 190. So depending on how your front is generally set up. Obviously this is the difference, whereas the car rotates more or rotates less. It is quite interesting. I was playing around with the electric motor a little bit, and to an extent it felt like that having it off is bad, but having it high on 200 kilowatts is bad as well. So think like 60 or 80 for that turn one might give you just a little bit more front, and because you still need to rotate the car, coming with a major power from the rear.
Yeah, I think the race map is about 60, 80.
Yeah,
So
so that should be just reasonably fine.
yeah. I think it's just learning some turning points. I think if I can nail turn one in the last corner, that's consistently, that's a lot of time over a race. Also through here as well.
Yep. And for the final turn, you see 4 lines crossing the street, or maybe even 5 lines. Can't remember from the top of my head. I think it's 4. The second to last is where you want to turn in.
So,
this one.
So are you
a bit further to the back. You can drive backwards for 2 lines. It should not DQ you. Another one. Reverse. Yep. Keep. Here it is. It's about this line where I start turning in, and then I put the car probably just about halfway in between those black stuff areas. Yeah, exactly like this. This is probably where I put the car, pointing a little bit to the right. And then I try to go around the yellow line.
Oh, so you go around it, okay.
I go around it and put half of a car off exactly in the middle of this one, yeah. And then from here on I just coast and coast and coast, because there on the inside there is a lot of, like, it's actually invisible bumps
Yeah.
Like you probably would see it if you go with the camera all the way to it, but it's hard to catch them obviously. But here on the outside lane, just if you follow that grippy line, so turning into the right already, then you should just miss those.
Oh, I can see it. The car actually goes down a bit. I don't know if you saw that. The car actually goes down a
Yeah, but that is a general bump over there. You would need to probably look a lot further to the right. You park the car to another, yeah.
What?
Somewhere here there is like really heavy bumps.
Yeah.
And those you obviously miss by going around that.
Mm-hmm.
The only downside of this line is you might get dive bombed, and then, but probably then the guy would jump over the bumps and then kill you.
It's a very interesting corner to battle on because the inside guy is taking a risk, but if he gets it right, it should work. But he could easily go into you.
There's also one way if you go like really inside towards the wall, like really taking a sharp turn at the kink.
Yeah.
And like be on the inside, you dodge these bumps as well. But you see that the surface there is also really bumpy here.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
So you mean when you come in initially, you go underneath this yellow line?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I've never seen that before. Okay.
Like
maybe that's a good place to go.
you can do it. Probably I would need a lap or two to warm up tires and stuff.
Just realized I've not got enough fuel. Yeah.
But like then I quickly just have a watch since you're on pits anyway.
Hello.
Just took a standard setup now. You on my onboard?
No, sorry, you cut out for a second. Yeah, I can see you now. Yeah.
Okay.
It's so different having tire warmers around that corner.
Yeah, yeah.
It's nice.
So the rough line I'm always taking is I'm coming from the outside here. It's just like turning half the way up till here, and then from here on just coast and let the car rotate.
Yeah.
And I still caught a couple of bumps there now. So and then here for turn 1, obviously you brake, and then here you start turning in. Cold tires, amazing.
Yeah, tire warmers are on, but they're never fully.
They are not fully warmed yet, though. No. And the standard set doesn't help either. Want the steering like crazy. I still want to show you that inside line when going for moves. Should surely be tested in a, I want to say in a cold condition without actually battling someone. But if you really get a hard time passing someone, then you can probably try that.
Yeah, it sounds like you could save a lot of time, but you would need to nail it. It seems a bit tight on that inside to go that far.
I might also completely spin out because I think I've never been in the situation to have used that line before.
Yeah.
With the Hypercar. I can't remember if I once had a race where I had to use the line.
I don't think I've seen it before, so interesting.
And this default setup is understeering like crazy.
Is there time for you to leave? And I could probably give you some settings.
No, it's fine. So sometimes it could work that you like really turn in sharp and brake hard on that inside line without locking up. Yeah. Then you actually have a good chance of. I probably need to kind of slow down a lot further before to actually make the move, or you have a setup that actually rotates instead of me.
Yeah. You need a good car and a bumps to go on the inside.
Yeah, but if you're on that inside and braking in a straight line, you have significantly less danger of like losing it on the bumps.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can go out again.
Okay. To give myself more fuel. I've got it as a race setup, but it's got. Oh no. Hang on a minute. I need to. Should be 0.86. Ah, was I just on the? Oh, I was just on the quality setup. It might be why. I think the. Ah, here we go. So the actual race setup has 52.3. Yeah, that's better. And the power cut set to A. Okay, so the quality setup I haven't messed with yet, but the race setup I put the power cut to 8 from 6, and then the brake bar is 52.3. The ARBs are EP2 and AP4, but the car feels good. It's just for me. I think it's the braking points and the turning points. I just need to get better at them.
AP2 and AP4.
EP2.
Okay, yep.
The higher the values, so like EP2 is stiffer, right, than AP2, or is that soft? Stiffer.
Yeah, yeah. E is stiffest, A is softest, and then 1 is softest and 5 is stiffest.
So in a way, that's actually quite a stiff front end.
Yeah. Whenever you feel limited on that one, you can also try down to CP3 maybe. Like I would... yeah, like the car's fine. I've had a lot of Ferrari setups with APD or APD, DP and EP.
Okay. So why would you set quite a stiff front end around here? Like,
no, it's just the philosophy of how the car is set up. Probably would also find a bit more stiffer front end on the Ferrari in general, which is why it makes it so understeery in the low speed turns. But at the same time, the medium and high speed turns actually require that mechanical setup, as in high speed the car is still rotating like a rocket ship.
Right. So it's kind of really good in the high speed, but you need that setting to be good in the high speed, but the trade-off is
it's reasonably alright. With like, you could probably rebuild the setup to also run softer suspensions. The question is, I mean, obviously those setup guys, they go into a certain direction because they feel this is most beneficial overall.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all about down to the philosophy that you use it. Yeah, I think you need to brake earlier. You need to start braking before the turning point, and then latest let the brake go around that second white line. It all depends on the entry speed, entry angle, and also how the front tires are biting into the turn.
Yeah, I think I knew as I was going up to that, I was like, where the hell am I turning in? And you just forget everything else.
Yep.
That's why it's
classic procedure in the coaching.
Yeah.
Try to also steer less again. I think you were a little bit too long on the brakes and the hairpin.
Okay.
Yeah, that's much better.
I think that hairpin exit might cause some problems. Because you can pretty much cut that chicane and have no...
Yep.
So yeah. I actually sometimes find trail braking into that corner is quite handy. I don't know why.
In which one?
The first right-hander into those S's.
Yeah.
Sometimes like trail braking just helps, even though you're not supposed to.
I think it depends on how you're sitting on that inside curb.
Do you go second gear or third?
I think I would try to stay in third. I can't say though.
Yeah. Ah,
Yeah, that was beautiful.
that made sense. I think it's, yeah, brake, and then turn in at that yellow point, and then
Yep.
coast in for it, yeah.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, at least you got some pointers as in where to
Yeah.
position the car.
Yeah, which I need to get better at, because it sounds weird, but I'm a person that goes by feel rather than exact points, but it's bad overall, I think.
Yeah, you need a combination of it always.
Yeah.
Mostly going by feel is fine.
Like for some corners, like if there's not an obvious thing to look out for, I have to do feel.
Everyone has to.
Like for example, like here, it's just pretty much feel. The problem is it's just being consistent with that feel.
Yeah. That's where you need to put muscle memory in.
Yeah. But if I trail brake into that, it just seems to just get me on that curve a bit easier. I don't know why. I think because I'm still taking speed off as I'm braking.
Yeah.
I just seem to prefer it. I don't know if it's.
I mean, the trail braking issue is not as severe in the high speed turns. It's really severe in the low speed turns.
Yeah.
I think you've taken the kink too early. Try to even put a bit more a wider line in the first approach to it.
Yeah.
Like you go a bit far on the inside, then go straight and then turn in again, and you want to basically set one steering and keep that more or less throughout the turn. Yeah, slightly missed the apex, but...
Yeah, I didn't do it right, because I was just listening to you. That was more important at that point.
For that left hand, the turn 5, on the right hand side when you approach it, there is a curb that ends. And I think I start braking or like coasting into the left hand turn as soon as this little curb on the right hand side stops. Actually starts or stops. I would need to drive it myself to check. Might actually when it starts.
Turn 5, that's...
Yeah, so that is the tight left-hander before the first longer straight.
Okay.
And on the way into that left-hander, after turn 4, which is the right-hand king, you find a little bit of a concrete curb on the right. And literally as soon as you cannot see that anymore, but that's on my ultra-wide screen, so I'm not sure. But as soon as you can't see that curb anymore, that is where you should start coasting and slowing the car down and then wait for a late apex turn in. Anyway, try to stay a bit more to the left here now on the approach. Yeah, almost. There was a little bit of a wiggling one before you finally could turn in.
Yeah.
So a bit more to the left even.
I'm just trying to like...
Yeah, too early on throttle here. So now see after the right king there is a curb on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
and when that stops, when you cannot see that curb anymore, then you want to slow down and late apex this turn 5.
Okay. So as soon as the curve goes from vision, start.
Yeah.
Slowing, as in like a little bit. I think it's braking really, isn't it? I think you can brake into that.
Like it's totally enough to not look at it and just have it in the peripheral view.
Yeah.
As long as you don't notice it anymore and then gently go into the brakes. This is one of the most important corners where you must not lock the front tires.
Yeah.
This turn 5.
Yeah.
And even if you have the feeling that you are too quick, don't come on the brakes again. Because of the Ferrari will just even more understeer. You just basically best is just to wait until the car rotates around.
feel like it's... I don't know if I'm still doing it wrong, but I feel like it's... Am I turning in too late? I feel like it's really wide out there. I don't know.
I think I need to do a lap and see.
A little bit slow, but...
Yeah, I turned in too early, but you see the benefit there.
Yeah, I think I slowed a little bit too early still.
Yeah. I'm hitting the track to try for that turn.
Okay. I'll keep going. Windscreen wiper is so in the way sometimes.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, I'm consistently better at turn 1 now.
That's good.
And then just did the curb thing turn 5 and gained about, God, 3/10, I think.
I need to check that.
My delta was, sorry, it was 2/10. I think it was actually a 10th to 2.5 tenths. So my delta was half a tenth down. And now suddenly I'm 2 tenths up. I mean, I hadn't done it perfect before, but that helped me do it perfect, so that's a win. Oh, I just lost 2 tenths through there, Jesus. How's that?
Okay, I think you can have a look then.
What am I looking at?
At me.
Yeah, what is it we're doing? The turn 5?
No, I'm going, yeah. I'm going through the final turn now. And then turn 5. You're on board?
Yeah. So, are you aiming to straddle that curb on the right there at all? The first right-hander?
Just take it, but like, it's... what do you mean? Let us talk about that after this corner now.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what I do is I brake early.
Yeah, I'm turning in too late.
I think you're turning too late, yeah. It looks generally not wrong, but I think you're turning in... You come the steering wheel too straight again. Turn 1 I just don't have the braking point. I can show you for turn 5. So obviously I want to roll towards that one. Take this one tight.
Yeah. Yeah, that helps a lot. I didn't think about that curve.
Yeah, there is... At some point the curve is taking a more shape, more of an angle, more of a tight corner. And this is where the actual apex is sitting, and when you're nailing at that and aiming at that, then you're looking good.
Yeah. So the last lap I was 2 tenths up here, and I lost 2 tenths going through here, so here I'm struggling a bit as well. First gear?
Yeah, I'll take first.
Okay. Interesting. Gotta love the stand setup. Yeah, like that. Is that what you aim to do every time?
Yeah.
First contact? Yeah.
Like half of the car on the curb pulls it around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let me just try that overtaking inside lane approach again for the final turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one. Yeah, that also doesn't have that big of a of a bump. So
Yeah.
if you're really on the inside, I would advise taking that line because first of all it's shorter. And the guy on the outside might be, oh god, where is he going to be? And then you will be scared that you hit the bump and run into him. But you can actually slow the car down and like really glue the car to the inside.
Yeah. No, it looked good actually. You could see it was that initial phase was very smooth.
Yeah,
Like,
and
even smoother than the outside.
it is really butter smooth over there.
Hmm.
But it is obviously not the actual racing line, which is the issue.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like I've got time to do one more stint, basically.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough from me for driving.
And you think setup-wise?
It's actually it's too rotative to me. I'll probably even put the ARB to AP4, EP4.
The front one?
Yeah, or soften the rear one.
Okay.
Or I don't even know. Maybe it has a bit too much rake as well. It is very pointy. I think you can drive it, and one can be quick with it. It just takes a certain driving that you do anyway. That you do more than I do with me being raced in the BMW lately.
Yeah. I mean, the rotation I don't mind. I think for me it's just the braking. It's just sometimes a bit dodgy, but like the car
Yeah, this is where I would turn off the brake migration if it has.
I think it has 0.5.
Yeah, I would disable that.
Okay, that's actually much better.
But that's just a me thing.
Yeah, I kept it close because I wasn't sure. But even just into there, that felt a bit better actually. So your first gear here was interesting.
Yeah, and then a lot of semi-throttle out of it so that the TC doesn't engage.
Yeah.
Then you can also short shift it to second. You can also take second if you absolutely nail the corner.
Yeah.
But I think it's very hard to do so.
Yeah, it's doable, but I feel like most of the time I just end up just washing out too much, honestly.
Yep. Which is why I would have first, because it just gives that more engine brake related rotation.
Yeah.
And I think I would even brake 5 to 10 meters more early.
Yeah, that was too hard.
I think you got going a bit too quick, yeah.
Yeah. Not too much brake.
Too little rotation before. You actually need to take a wide line. When being at the apex, you really need to make sure the car's more pointing towards the wall rather than off the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I think mid-46s? Is it mid-46 that we did here last time? I can't remember.
Well, that's the thing, I don't... Wait, we as in what, VMS?
No. Oh yeah, yeah, VMS as well. But
That's
that was
the thing
rain. That was rainy.
Yeah. I don't think because I tried to have a look. There doesn't seem to be a good reference.
No, VMS is off here.
Yeah. So I don't actually know what good times are, if I'm honest. I saw Banani and Alex Cascatal do a VMS hot stint challenge for the pre-qualifier, and I saw their average was like a mid-46, yeah, for 5 laps.
Yeah, but that was for 5 laps with low fuel, so maybe low 47s is about right.
I think their fastest was a 45.9, I think, Cascatal. Which is weird, because normally I've been a lot quicker than Cascatal, but when I tried doing it, I was just half a second off.
Yeah, much better. Did you know what car he did it in?
I know Banani did it in the Lambo. Cascatal loves the Lambo.
Yeah, it might be a Lambo thing.
Yeah, I'm not very consistent at that now. This is a weird corner as well. I keep turning too late.
Yeah,
on the brake
you need to be kinda early and hug the curb early already, and then it guides it towards the apex.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to brake too much in a straight line, but I think I should brake in a straight line towards the curb a bit more, maybe. So I kind of just go straight to the right of the track rather than. No, just what I feel. Yeah, it definitely feels better. Don't know if it's quicker though, but it's probably more consistent. That's the thing. Because, like you said, if you can nail second gear,
it might be faster,
quicker,
yeah.
But it's just doing it every time. I think you lose more time.
You give yourself more room for error in first. And you know, 20 seconds, 20 thousandths usually don't matter that much in a race.
Yeah.
Unless you lose them on a straight with straight line speed.
Yeah. I think too hot again, I think.
Yeah.
Are you braking on the second line?
Yeah. I don't go full beans on the brake.
Yeah.
I go like a lot of semi. I'm not very aggressive there.
See, that was like more at the curb, whereas before I was just staying that wide, which I think.
Well, it's like you need to turn in from the very outside and then be like one car width away from the curb when it starts on that first kind of apex, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's easy to go wide there as well.
Yeah, really should be late on that apex, pointing towards the exit. But you should be down at the curb, but not touching that curb.
Yeah, if you touch it, it's game over.
Yeah. Yeah, much better.
Yeah, I just need to get used to.
There is just one bump that you have to take and deal with.
Yeah. Too early again.
Yeah, that's the line. That is exactly the line. Yeah, I think you turned in a bit too much towards the the ending part of the apex. Because once you start overturning on that steering wheel in the FIFA, understeer galore, it just goes.
Yeah. Maybe that makes sense. First gear to get the rotation, straight to second, then punch out.
Yeah, that was a good turn 13. Yeah, but
yeah, delta there.
We're speaking about small differences, details, and nuances. It's not like it is a huge game changer whether you take that in second on the short shift on the exit or not. It's all about getting the power down and having the PC cut in too much.
Okay, it's starting to feel much better.
Yeah, the lines are starting to look much better as well. Like, you're still leaving a car width to the wall on the inside, so still more possibility to take speed and be a bit tighter. Oh, this looked really good. Yeah. Yeah, very good. In that turn 3, you really trusted the car to rotate being off the brake, which was vital for the lap so far.
It was a bit early on the brakes.
Yeah, but that was better. Like, you overcooked it a bit last lap.
Yeah.
Something you can do in the quali, but not in the race all the time.
Yeah. Not as good. It's okay.
Turned in too late, yeah.
Oh, didn't give me third. Just distracted me a little bit, made me miss the turn in.
It gave you a missing slowdown from the engine brake for sure.
Yeah.
And obviously missing rhythm, yeah.
Oh, big difference.
If you're even closer to the first part of the apex, like to the wall, I think there was still a half car width, and there's even more time to be gained. We shall not forget about the fuel effect though in that car.
What do you mean?
Like, the tires almost don't wear because of Sebring, but the car's getting lighter every lap, so
yeah,
we eventually will end up in the 46s. But a small minority, maybe even a majority of the improvement will be the fuel weight loss.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed the stint, I think, does about 10% of wear. It's not a lot.
Yep.
And just a question, because I found out, I think Yerne showed that bug you seem to have experienced.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean now that anytime you change all four, it puts on soft tires?
No, it should not. But well, I think people at Studio 397 also had no idea what was causing it, so I'm not sure if it is a thing. I hope it's not.
No.
Might have been an anomaly from that server or whatever.
I wasn't really paying attention there.
A bit slower to begin with, a bit earlier brakes and then earlier turning.
It's too late on the turning.
I think you had to correct with the turning, which was then causing the understeer, as I saw you suddenly turn in harder. Yeah, that's good. That's looking alright.
It definitely feels way better, just in general. Like, I feel more, I think, consistent. See.
Well, it takes you away from kind of trying to feel the turning and braking point to actually have a pointer.
Yeah, there's just more confidence in that then.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with a lot of the corners at Sebring, a lot of them initially were, especially like the last corner and the first corner, a lot of them have just been feel, but it's just not consistent at all. Whereas I knew there must be a point I can use.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I gained like a 10, like 2 tenths there. No, a 10.
10th, yeah.
See, right there, the wiper just gets right in my way on that apex. I might have to do this.
I get that. It's inconvenient at times.
It's so inconvenient.
Right, and since Harry Blues has just subscribed, a shout out to you. Thank you so much, guys. If you appreciate what you've seen here, if you want to see more coachings, then please have a thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more of these videos coming your way, and I hope you're enjoying it. If you guys want to get your own coaching, simracing@michi-hoya.com, you'll find the email down in the video description. Write me a mail, name me the car, name me the track, name me what you want to work on, and eventually we meet together on the track like we did here with Jack. Yeah, too much steering in tree, and I think also a tad too long and too hard on the brakes, causing that front motor understeer. Yeah, remember not to turn in too much.
Yeah.
Felt fine for the beginning of the turn, but then you washed wide.
Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? Slowed too much. Too much speed. It's annoying because if you carry too much speed, you think, I need to brake, but if you brake too long, you won't get the rotation, so it's just getting the entry perfect. Then here you can just like trail brake it in and it's perfect, so it's that whole high speed versus slower speed you was talking about.
Yep. Everything above 3rd gear, maybe even 4th. I think if you're coming from 4th just into 3rd, it's just about time, but when you're coming from 3rd to 2nd, it's already too slow.
Yeah. Is that too tight, do you think? Yeah.
Nope. Just apply throttle like a tad later, just a notch.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Because for as long as you coast, you rotate the car. A bit too early on the throttle there. Yeah. Remember also that applies, the longer you coast, the more rotation you get done.
Yeah.
I would stay in first there, regardless. The short shift doesn't really work too much there. The short shift works in this corner since you're still cornering a lot and it's very bumpy on the exit. So you can't get the power down anyway.
Yeah, I think for Sebring brake migration generals, that's helped a lot into that corner. Fucking wiper. I need to work on a turning point for that corner, I think.
Off the brake, off the brake, off the brake. Yes. Just like this. Once you got off the brake, you nailed it.
Yeah.
This is the wonders about Sebring, where you let the car coast and then also get more efficiency out of it. I would have stayed in second here likely, but never mind.
Oh yeah, much better in the Delta. I might have braked a tad early there, but...
No, corner was fine. Yeah, don't start over pushing from chasing the Delta as much as it is rewarding, of course. Sebring is all about pushing it to the point where the car is just about not suffering from the bumps.
Yeah.
Off the brake, off the brake, off the brake, and power. Yeah, you just have to feel a little bit where that front end bites on the steering rotation itself. Like if you turn it into turn 1 the right way, you can actually make the car spin. If you turn it too much, you just make the car understeer. This is sadly how the tire works.
Say that again, sir?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to distract you.
That's okay.
Turn 1, you've noticed that in certain circumstances when you are when you're just turning a little bit with the steering wheel, you can actually make the car spin in the mid of turn 1. Whereas then when you're turning too much, you just make the car understeer. And you need to start, or you need to feel that sweet spot where the car is just about producing the most grip from the front end.
Yeah.
And you need to be on that very limit for the last turn and for the first turn.
So yeah, if you turn too much understeer. If you turn too little, if anything, it can spin it out. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, if you turn too little, you're not gonna steer as well. If you just turn about right, you may just lose the rear. And that is what you want to manage somehow, either by applying keeping a bit of brake applied to just get the rotation momentum down. This is where you actually, the front motor can help you with that. Or you balance the car elsewise with more throttle or some different approach. Yeah.
Okay.
Let the car coast, yeah. Yeah, I think you got it now in the final turn.
Yeah, it feels more consistent anyway. Right, one more lap.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
I think your tire temperature's dropped a little bit on the last lap.
Yeah, by 10 degrees.
Yeah, your decision, either finish the lap or practice the pit entry.
Pit entry.
Which is rather important here.
Yeah.
And then,
go on.
Remember the white line.
So that's what I was about to ask.
Yep.
So in all other races, I think was it a rule in VMS?
There was a rule in VMS, yeah. And I think there should also be a rule on LMU code of conduct. Either way,
Oh, true.
here you go a little bit to the right, and then you brake early here, and then you hug the curb. Make sure you to not slip over that white line, and then, yeah.
Okay, need to practice, but yeah.
It needs a bit practice, but
you can also do this as well. If you want to save,
yeah, I would say you can do this, but
it's not going to save you much.
Probably not in, yeah, it's not going to save you much. Probably in VMS, you would have not been able to do it either, as I think there was a rule that you could go to your spot like with a couple of spots to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's not worth the gain anyway, so it's not worth the potential penalty.
But
obviously,
tomorrow, or if, like, for the multi-class masters, it might be fine because, like, yeah, I don't know.
I think someone's watching you every lap, so
potentially. Any questions?
that was really good. Yeah, a few things to implement. It was just good getting the right turn-in points. I need to make so setup-wise, we're not really changing anything, are we? I need to turn brake migration off. But it's set like the third spring is set to 3, by the way. We've detached it before. I could maybe have a
You can try that, but I think it might actually need the 3 as the car needs to clear the bumps. But you can give it a go. That is something that you need to feel comfortable with. You need to find any downsides. You know, it might be fine for 80% of the lap, 90% of the lap, maybe every inch of the lap, apart from one bump somewhere in a turn where you just can't hit it.
Yeah.
Like if you would go into sunset over that bumps in the late stages of the braking zone, and the car just gets airborne at the front and jumps 10-meter straight, and you lose like so much more time than what you could ever done before or make up before from running a more optimal setting there.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. No, I think that's good. Just trying to think. I thought I had a question, maybe I don't. Yeah, no, I think it's everything. I think that's cool. I've got a few things to learn, so I need to try and. I still think I'm just a little bit off the pace here, but we'll see.
Let's see. Maybe if you get more rhythm in, and then obviously also don't compare these times right now with the VMS quality settings. Let me see what they were. Because firstly,
I think your race was wet.
Yeah, I was talking about hot stint qualifying.
Time
of day 3 p.m. And despite ambient temperatures 20 degrees, you got clear weather. We now had a track temp of 28 degrees, and I might reckon that despite 20-degree ambient, the track temp is higher though because it's clear, sun is shining, midday. So I think there's hotter track temp, and that might give a bit more grip. Also, the start of the grip is saturated. We were on heavy, so there is more grip even.
Plus, also, by the time I get down to 5 laps of fuel, I've got about 92% tire wear.
Yeah,
that's got to be
that comes off top of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think saturated grip has a few tenths, I think, right, per lap generally.
2 or 3 maybe. Yeah. And then obviously the fact that those guys are doing 45 on a fresh tire, like 3 or 4 laps old, just about peak. And yeah.
I think the reason why I'm worried is because, I mean, Banani's season 1 was really fast, but this season, I think helping to the coaching, I've been. But Cascatel, I've always been quicker there than he did a 45.9 best lap. So, I mean, I haven't tried it since we obviously. I think I tried it before I did any laps at all, so maybe that was half of it. So I think after this coaching session, I think I could probably get a bit low. It's just I just thought it was quite quick from both of them.
You can give it a try. Like, remember, the update heavily helped with the braking for the LMDHs. And I think LMDH is just a tad quicker now at this stage. So
do you think it's still an LMDH track for Sebring because of the rotation?
I would assume so, even.
Yeah.
Well, not hard to say.
Yeah.
But pretty sure. that LMH is not that much faster than an LMDH, because there's, if you're thinking about it, Sebring is like turn 2, turn 4, turn 5 is all slow corners. Then turn 6 is a slow turn. Turn 10 is a slow turn. 13 is a slow turn. And in between, there is no braking or whatever. It's just like flat out. So both cars are going to be equal there. The only thing where the LMHs might be better is in sunset and turn 1, and maybe in the triangle chicane. But elsewhere, I'm pretty sure that the LMDH is beneficial.
Yeah, I think if overtaking will be a lot easier into sunset for sure.
Yeah.
For me versus LMDH.
That might be, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Cool.
Awesome. Thanks again, and I will speak to you soon. Oh, I'll settle the invoice now.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about the invoices.
Perfect.
I'll receive it.
All right. Cheers, Michi.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Ciao, ciao.
Right, guys, this is gonna do it for this one with Jack. Interesting session. We have seen a lot of differences with the driving, with also standard setup versus an esports setup, as I've managed to not load the setup in the first in the first runs. We've seen how important it is to go around the bumps, to have the right pointers, to have the right braking points, turn-in habits, turn-in points, coasting phases, especially in the long and fast turns where balance is really, really important. But yeah, guys, that was an interesting session. And if you want to see more of this, make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, give this a thumbs up. And if you want to get your own coaching, as already mentioned, check the video description below. This is the info that I need. Mail to me, simracing@michi-hoyer.com. And eventually we get things going, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Jack, for working with me again. And have a great time, everyone. Bye-bye.